Hello everyone, my name is Michael and I'm the head of international development of Braiden consulting law firm. Today we're going to talk about creation of a non-profit organization in Russia with our international lawyer Peter. Hello Peter.
Hello Michael.
So my first question will be, what laws regulate NPO registration?
The main legal sources are the Civil Code of the Russian Federation, which defines the main types of legal entities and sets out the main principles of registration of all legal entities. Then goes the federal law on registration of legal entities, which sets out the main principles and procedure of registration of all legal entities. And then comes the federal law on NPO, which describes peculiarity of registration of an NPO. Also, there is administrative regulations which regulate the procedure inside within the Ministry of Justice.
Okay, well, Peter, please tell us, what is the peculiarity of registering a non-profit organizations? Who registers them?
The main peculiarity of registration NPO is that not one state body as usual, but two state bodies participate in the registration process. Usually commercial organizations are registered by the Federal Tax Service, but for registering an NPO needs also consideration in the Ministry of Justice. So the whole process can be divided into two stages. The Ministry of Justice checks the application on compliance with the law, and after that the Federal Tax Service performs the registration itself. This procedure is provided for the majority of non-profit organizations, but there are some exceptions.
Okay.
So consumer cooperatives, for example, garage owners cooperatives, gardening, horticultural associations, they are registered only in the Federal Tax Service, like commercial organizations.
I see. Peter, let's take a step-by-step walk through the whole procedure. So what will be the very first step?
The step number one is preparation of constituent documents. For different types of non-profit organization, different set of constituent documents are needed. So for the public associations, for the private institutions, and for foundations, the main constituent document is the charter. For the autonomous non-profit organizations, the charter and constituent agreement are needed. For lawyers' organizations and trade unions, the charter or regulations are needed. The application must comply with the requirements of the law.
Peter, and what are the requirements for the applications?
Thus, the charter must contain the name of NPO, including its legal form, its location, the order of creating the managing bodies, the purpose and the nature of its activities, information about branches and representative offices, and information about how the property of the organization was formed.
All right, Peter, and what about the foundation agreement?
The foundation agreement must contain the procedure for creating the organization, the amount of its members, and information how the organization is managed. Foundation agreement may contain other information that doesn't prohibited by the law.
Okay, well, the constituent documents have been already prepared. So what's next?
Step number two, you need to assemble the set of the documents. It consists of constituent documents, application, the document on payment of the state duty, decision on creation of the organization, and other documents provided by the law for different types of the NPO. The application of an NPO is made on the same form as for the commercial organizations.
Okay.
But it is worth noting that you don't need to submit the list of the members separately from the application form, because there is special sheets on the application form which designed especially for the founders and data about them. The status of members of NPO have different status from commercial organizations, and it is important to know how many members should an NPO have. For example, public associations must have not more than one member, while mutual insurance funds at least 5 members. After the set of documents is assembled, there are 3 months for submission of the documents to the Ministry of Justice.
Okay, Peter, thank you so much for this information. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And I would like to thank you for watching and stay tuned to Braiden Consulting YouTube channel. We'll continue this talk in our next video.